there. Big time shot there from Jake Paul. That is what you call a turning point, folks. Okay, a minute and a half left here in round 5, and Jake's looking for the finish. He's hurt. On the ropes. Jake Paul pulling it on. Fight. Ladies and gentlemen.
Best is the real deal experience. Oh my God, Jake Paul, the kids love him. And then you have the legend Mike Tyson.
I got Jake Paul knocking him out. I love Mike Tyson. He's got a
Mike Tyson. Gimmick going. Ready to walk into the Coliseum and face the Lion.
When are you ready?
And we've had an accidental headbutt. I heard
Jake Paul seems pretty relaxed. Okay, because I'm like, you can't run in this.
Alright, let's kick things off with round 1. You could feel the tension in the air, right? Jake, who's been renowned for his aggressive manner, came out looking more hesitant than normal, and who could blame him? I mean, it's Mike Tyson. Jake realized he couldn't go guns blazing here, so he spent the first couple of minutes building his jab. Tyson, on the other hand, wasn't playing any games. He was cutting off the ring like a predator, stalking his prey. Even at 58 iron, Mike still had that vintage head movement, bobbing and weaving through Jake's jabs while positioning himself for a brutal counter. He wasn't rushing, and he was calculating, waiting for Jake to slip up. Jake maintained his guard high and attempted to circle away from Tyson's power hand, utilizing the entire ring to create space, but Tyson's ring IQ was on full show. He cornered Jake a few times, landing a pair of body shots that had Jake feeling the heat early. Even though Jake made it through the round without being rocked, Tyson clearly established the tempo. Jake played it smart, but Tyson's presence and bodywork gave him the edge in round 2. The problem child started to find his rhythm. Realizing he couldn't win this fight by running, he began throwing more combinations. He landed a few crisp 1-2s, and you could see the confidence building. His footwork wasn't bad either. He was sticking and moving, trying to make Tyson miss and then capitalizing with counter punches. One thing to give Jake credit for is that his cardio was solid. Ty, while still dangerous, was starting to slow down just a little. Jake managed to land a solid right hand that seemed to catch Tyson off guard, and the crowd went wild. It wasn't a knockout punch by any means, but it was enough to make Tyson step back and reassess. Tyson, though, came back with some vicious hooks to the body. Every time Jake would land a clean shot, Tyson would make him pay with a rib-cracking body punch. You could almost feel the breath being sucked out of Jake, yet he wasn't folding. He was still there, still battling. Jake did a great job landing cleaner blows this round, and the right hand definitely earned him the advantage here. By round 3, the battle was heating up. Tyson was starting to unleash his infamous peekaboo technique, where he'd slip punches and burst with huge hooks. You could see Jake fighting to stay up with Mike's timing. Jake was firing punches, but Tyson was sliding them effortlessly and reacting with nasty uppercuts. Tyson managed to back Jake into the corner, and here is when things got frightening for Jake's fans. Tyson unloaded a flurry of blows that had Jake covering up and fighting to survive, but give credit where it's due. Jake absorbed some massive shots and stayed on his feet. The power of those punches could have folded a lot of other fighters, but Jake's chin held up still. It was Tyson's round through and through. His relentless pressure and the clean power shots were starting to take a toll on Jake. You could see Jake breathing heavier, and his movement was slowing down just a touch. This round was all Tyson. The power, the aggression, and the accuracy were vintage. Mike, round 4 was all about survival mode for Jake, but he wasn't backing down. He knew he was in deep waters, but he showed a lot of courage early in the round. Jake managed to strike another beautiful right hand, this time snapping Tyson's head back. The fans screamed, believing maybe Jake might turn things around for a while. Jake dominated the middle of the ring, throwing combos and landing jabs to keep Tyson at bay. He was mixing it up with some body punches too, which showed that Jake wasn't just here to survive, he wanted to win, but Tyson wasn't having any of it. Midway through the round, Tyson landed a hard left hook that staggered Jake. You could see his knees fold for a split second, but he managed to clinch and prevent additional harm. Jake was clearly feeling those blows, but his clinch game was excellent enough to tie up Tyson if things got too heated. Jake's heart kept him in the game, but Tyson's power shots gave him the advantage. It was a tight one, however, and here we are, round 5, where things got wild. Jake Paul was hanging in there, but it was clear that Tyson had been waiting for this moment early in the round. Tyson turned up the pressure, cutting off the ring and trapping Jake against the ropes. Jake was firing shots, but Tyson's defense was on great. He was slipping punches left and right looking for the perfect opportunity, and then boom, it happened. Tyson slipped Jake's right hand and unleashed a stunning uppercut that connected flush on Jake's jaw. It was like time stood still for a second and Jake simply slumped to the canvas. The crowd went absolutely berserk. Jake was out cold. The ref didn't even bother with the count. He waved it off instantly. Tyson, ever the sportsman, didn't celebrate like a madman. Instead, he checked on Jake to make sure he was okay. It was a brutal knockout, but there was still a lot of respect between the two fighters. It was the knockout everyone knew could happen, but it still shocked the world. Tyson's power was just too much. So what can we take away from this fight? Well, first off, Jake Paul deserves some respect. Sure, he got knocked out, but he survived 4 rounds with one of the greatest heavyweight fighters in history. That's no small feat. Jake's jab looked sharp, and he certainly had his times where he shown his cardio was great, and he showed a lot of heart in standing toe-to-toe with Mike Tyson. That being said, Tyson was a monster in there. Even at 58, the guy still has the power and technique that made him a legend. His ability to slip blows and deliver counter punches with devastating power was what finally made the difference. Tyson's body shots, head movement, and ring control were the keys to his victory. It was like seeing a masterclass in old-school boxing. Jake attempted to keep the fight on the outside with his jab and movement, but Tyson's ability to close the gap and deliver those heavy punches was too much. Jake's shin held up well until that last uppercut, which was just wonderfully placed and brilliantly executed. At the post-bout press conference, Jake Paul showed up with that classic confidence we all know. Despite getting knocked out, he wasn't down and out mentally. In fact, Jake was already talking rematch. That's right, Jake wasn't backing down. He straight up said, "Look, losses are part of the game, but I'm not done. A rematch with Tyson, I'm all for it. Truly believed I would put him out in the first round, but man, that guy is tough." He even went on to say that he believes another round with iron would definitely give him the edge. According to Jake, now that he's felt Tyson's power and experienced the fight firsthand, he's confident that next time he can come in with a better strategy and outbox Tyson. You learn more from a loss than you do a win, Jake said, and honestly, you got to respect the mentality. Jake made it clear he's going to push hard for a rematch. He's not about to let this one loss define him, and in typical Jake Paul fashion, he's already hyping up the idea of a second fight. Whether it's realistic or not, you can bet Jake will keep talking about it, and if there's anything we know about Jake, it's that he knows how to get things moving. On the other hand, Tyson proved that age has gotten absolutely nothing on him. During the same after-fight press conference, Mike Tyson made a huge surprise. He's officially done with boxing for good. That's correct, Tyson said. He's walking away from the ring, and this time he means it. After demolishing Jake Paul and showing that age is only a number, Mike made it apparent he's got nothing left to prove. "I've done my bit," Tyson stated. "I've shown these people that they've got nothing on me." Tyson looked calm and collected as he talked about his decision. He acknowledged that while it's fun to put on a show and still has that fire inside, he's satisfied with how he went out. He's proven that no matter who steps into the ring, YouTubers, influencers, or even younger boxers, they still can't match up to the legacy and skills of a legend like him. He's given fans one last taste of vintage Mike Tyson, and now he's ready to hang up the gloves for good. The fan reaction to this fight was absolutely crazy. Social media went off the charts, with everyone talking about the showdown between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. The second that knockout hit, Twitter and TikTok blew up with reactions. You had Jake Paul fans giving him credit for going toe-to-toe with a legend, but let's be real, Tyson fans loved every second of that KO. People were dropping comments, but in the end, the legendary power of Mike Tyson was just too much. That uppercut was lethal, and it reminded us all why Tyson is one of the finest to ever do it. What was your response to the knockout? Did you see it coming, or were you just as shocked as everyone else? Post a comment and let us know. Make sure you subscribe to Boxing World, and I'll see you next time.